I'm the director and founder of Unity Arts and Cultural Communication Association. We founded our association about 3 years ago. Our goal is to bring in all sort of talents, art, musicians, and exhibition writers all over the world to collaborate with us with different projects to show Macau what is out there and what do we have in Macau. So today we are very lucky and happy that we will have Inej from New York, originally born in Macau but raised in New York. She's right now our architectural photographer, and today we would like to interview her a few questions about how her experience came across this very special profession and what is the future of it.
Well, thank you.
So could you just briefly tell us about how you come across this path as a profession, and how do you think this career is going to take off in the near future?
Well, basically, I noticed that I'm really interested in buildings because in terms of architecture, you're surrounded by buildings. We're in the building itself, we're in interiors, and I'm very fascinated by the process of how an architect draws a picture and then basically evolve into a model and then into a building. Now, although that's the process I'm interested in, I was never interested as an architect because I actually want to take pictures of this whole process and being documented. The future of architectural photography, there are endless possibility because in a way, even though the development of computer graphics, rendering, and so forth, but there are certain things that you cannot render as reality. Taking a picture is still representing a reality, although people will say, oh, you do so much Photoshop and so forth. But what you see in our pictures is actually what you would come across in real life as well too. So in that sense, I'm documenting each building, each space as close to reality as possible.
So just to wrap it up, do you have any suggestions for the photographer students or any students who are interested in photography? There are so many different kinds of photography out there. How would you say encourage them? What would the right way to approach photography, and how do you eventually find your own path into specializing in photography? And are there any other institute or school that you would recommend the younger generation to go for?
To start out with, I personally graduated from Brooks, and Brooks does not pay me for this. But I personally really appreciate my education at Brooks because it's not an art school, it's more technical. So you know the ins and outs of working in equipment. But in terms of, as a youngster or a person who's keen on photography, if that's what you want to do, if that's your passion, I would say go for it. Because the last thing you want to do is figure out, oh no, I didn't try that, I should have, I could have, I would have. For me it was, for myself and actually for my family and friends, when I told them that I decided to get into photography from engineering, they were like, what were you thinking about? But at the same time, I explained to them, I think this is something that I really want to do, and I'm very keen on the subject on architecture. Right. So in that sense, not only I study up a lot of photography in terms of Photoshop, camera equipment, technology, but I also did a lot of homework on my own about architecture. So regardless, what field of photography that anyone who's interested in, but definitely put in that time and passion, and I think the result will come to you, and then you'll be happy with what you do.
Wow, that is a word of wisdom. So thank you very much, Ines, for joining us here for the interview and show us your works at the exhibition today at Hui Gunyao Foundation. And I hope to see you again soon.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's always my pleasure.
Thank you.